Football lovers, welcome to another wonderful episode in Ball Chat. I'm your host, Benton, along with Kevin. Kevin, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good.
We're ready for another fascinating week discussing football.
Sure am.
What a day of watching football. And we're going to, as usual, do our Ballers and Bugs segment, as always, and then segue to our football in Europe and review the Manchester City
Chelsea
game. Was that a football game?
It was.
And we'll go over some other news in Europe. We'll talk about the Salah's death and some issues going on circling around that, and then segue to football in the Americas. But as usual, Kevin, we're going to kick off with our Ballers and Bugs segment. Who do you have as your baller this week? And since Junior is missing this week, Junior is on assignment, and come on is away this week. Chelsea pick up an onslaught. Why is come on away, Kevin?
I was wondering if she has any more gut left. I asked her last week, and then with the 6-love thrashing, I understand that maybe her gut didn't fare too well, so she may be worse for the wear.
Oh, come on. I hope you're feeling better. Get well soon. We're going to hold it down for you, but why? What a beating. We'll get to that. We'll get to it. Ballers and Bugs segment first and foremost. Kevin, who you have as your baller?
My baller for the week, it's not an obvious decision.
Okay.
It was Raheem Sterling. Big shouts out to Kong Aguero.
Yeah.
And the fact that he scored that hat-trick.
Yeah.
I deferred because I know he may be another baller of the week for someone. But Raheem Sterling played a pivotal role this weekend.
Yes.
From start to finish. He was the architect of the first goal and scored the first goal. And the architect a couple of Kong Aguero's goal.
Yes.
And then he himself capped it off and scored the last goal.
So, sorry, continue.
I see where Raheem Sterling took on Aspilicueta.
Yeah,
and he couldn't catch him. And he
couldn't catch him. Yeah, see.
Right?
And that was a penalty, right?
Right.
Yeah,
but it's twice.
Yeah, he did.
Right?
He
and
destroyed
I see
him.
they turned Aspilicueta off.
Yeah.
And put Rudiger same treatment.
Same treatment. I actually had Raheem Sterling as my ball of the week. I think he was the impetus for that exceptional victory today. But we can't go baller of the week with not honoring Sergio Aguero. I mean, this guy was absolutely fantastic. And every young player out there, Sergio Aguero did something today that I thought was exceptional. I mean, he missed a sitter. And on WhatsApp and Ball Chat, I said, Sergio Aguero, a bug. He got down in his space on himself for a little bit, and then he came back, and you know what? He just kicked the heck out of that second goal.
That's professional.
It's. I mean, so Sergio Aguero, 11th hat trick in the EPL.
Yes.
So, ball of the week. I know Manchester City all-time goal scorer in top flight league. So Sergio Aguero, what a day of performance. But big up to Raheem Sterling also. Do you have any other baller for us this week? Since you can get some extra ballers in, because Camon and Biggs is not available.
No, I mean the performance that they put on, I did not want to share the stage with the baller. I think they did. City did an exceptional job. I give hats off to Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, Pep. Yeah.
I thought he tinkered a little bit too much going into this game.
Yes.
But that's why he's coach, and I'm a punter.
Yeah, yes, that's why. That's why. And I will go ahead and just give one more ball this week. Gareth Bale scored his 100th goal for Madrid. 100 goals in this Madrid career, and some of them has been some exceptional goals. In the Magic derby he scored yesterday as Real Madrid defeated Atletico Madrid 3-1. So Gareth Bale, big up. I never thought he scored 100 goals at Madrid, but wow, was I wrong?
And especially because he didn't get a lot of starts.
Yes. So that's impressive. Bugs of the week, Kevin. Who do you have as your bug of the week? The list is probably really long.
Yes, I have a long list of bug of the week.
Take your time.
Okay, so one of my first bugs of the week is Sarri.
Mauricio Sarri of Chelsea.
Right. No, earlier on in the year, I told you that Mauricio Sarri was playing Conte on top because he wanted to give Morata a lot more help.
Yes.
Right? And this guy, He has done it time and time again. It has not worked,
Yeah.
and he refused to bend.
Yeah.
Even though they have taken Morata out and got Higuain in, he refused to bend. He's always, and to hear him, Morata, Sarri's own words were that Jorginho is it, and if Jorginho is not there, then he will put somebody else
Yes.
there, because he just think that Conte in his scheme cannot play holding midfield. And I'm
Yes.
like, wait,
Yes,
Conte
yes.
won 2 Premier League championship playing holding midfield, right?
Yes.
Conte won a World Cup playing holding midfield,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So is Sarri that special?
Well, and I totally agree with you. In his system, he's been quite adamant about Conte not playing holding midfield position, and he says now that Kovacic may play it. Even alluded to maybe even Barkley being tested in that position at some point down the road, but the refusal to put N'Golo Kante in that position is baffling to me, especially when they're having such deficiencies in defense. So, Mauricio Sarri
Yes.
is your bug of the week.
Another bug of the week
Yeah.
is Russ Barkley himself.
So you're going to why don't you just give the whole Chelsea a bug of the week?
No, time and time.
Time.
Russ Barkley is
Yeah.
a bug of the week.
Yeah.
Russ Barkley's back pass caused a goal.
Yes.
Russ Barkley was leaking like a sieve in the midfield.
Yeah.
He gave away the ball time immemorial, time
Yeah.
and time again.
Yes.
So, Russ Barkley, another bug of the week.
Yeah.
Of course, Chelsea, the whole team, no pride. No pride.
No pride.
The captain, Aspilicueta, don't matter.
Yes.
Right?
Nothing.
Quote unquote, supposedly their talisman, their diva.
Yeah.
Eden
Hazard. Yeah.
Eden Hazard, again, still no pride, nowhere in the game.
Yep.
Right? Let me also give an honorable mention for Riyad Mahrez. As a bug of the
It's
week.
a bug of the week. He's on the winning team, boss.
No, it doesn't matter. Every time Riyad Mahrez come in on the City side,
Yeah.
the ball game changed for the worse.
Yes.
Riyad Mahrez always seemed to be going for glory versus play what is in front of him, what the team has been doing by knocking the ball all around. Whenever the ball gets to him these days, it stops.
Yeah.
He makes 1-2 dribble, one sky high over the goal top. Him need to go on Chelsea, because that's how they play.
It would be an ideal fit.
Yeah.
So Riyad Mahrez and Chelsea, Ross Barkley, Mauricio Sarri, and the diva Eden Hazard. You
Bug
have
of the week.
a lot of bugs of the week. My bug of the week is, I wanted to give it to everybody at Chelsea. The administrator, the owners, the coach, the players, the dog, the post, everybody of Chelsea. And you alluded to this, not even committed to work. I mean, Chelsea, this is not a professional football team. Bug side, it's absolutely unacceptable, that sort of display by a team. And another bug I want to give out is Atletico Madrid. And the reason why I'm giving Atletico Madrid is that Diego Simeone take up himself and go sign Alvaro Morata. They had a 19 games winning streak, an unbeaten streak in La Liga, and now they're on a 2-game losing streak since Morata joined. And apparently he has taken the offside thing with him to Atletico Madrid, scoring goal at offside and celebrating. So I don't see what it is about Alvaro Morata why Atletico Madrid believe that they should have picked him up to fill the void of Diego Costa, who is injured. So Atletico Madrid gets a bug of the week. The brass, the decision makers at Atletico Madrid gets a bug of the week, and everybody at Chelsea.
Well, I'd like to see the agreement on the transfer.
Yes.
Maybe they're not actually paying for it.
Maybe some.
So in that case, I would say that okay then. But
Yeah.
I mean, you alluded to this earlier last week when you said this game is not a game. The Madrid derby is not a game that you really even would
Want to
talk
watch,
about.
yeah.
Just because we've seen how Atletico Madrid has been playing
Yeah.
inconsistent for the last couple of games.
Yeah. So then to segue from our Ballers and Bugs segment, let's get into football in Europe and quickly do a review of this game today. The match of the week in the EPL, Manchester City destroying Chelsea. Tactically, what happened to Chelsea in that setup? I mean, they were trying to press and they're not trying to press. I mean, what could Sarri have done differently? Or is it just a situation with this group of players that maybe it's done with these players in terms of success?
Well, one of the first things Sarri can do better is to be less predictable.
Yeah.
Sarri is always predictable.
Yeah.
The same side rolls out, the same position being played. It's just predictable. He thinks this is Italian football where he just goes full bore ahead and then, we'll just a one love goal.
Yeah.
Then he see how a dynamic City or a Pep will set up his teams to go in and out with the ball. So at first, yes, they started pressing Chelsea.
Yeah.
And I expected them to give that left side of the pitch a lot of pressure.
Yes, with Zinchenko, where Chelsea, because Mendy's out, City now has to kind of deputize with, they've done it with Delph, and now Zinchenko, they're putting in that role.
Right.
And so in the first matchup, they really attacked that side with Pedro, right?
Right.
But what happened to that today?
Because that is the first thing. It's like bottom line is that they have no midfield.
Yeah.
That is the issue. The midfield was wide open.
Yeah.
So the first part, just okay, right off the pitch, we going in 5 minutes in. The press is working, right?
Yeah.
But then the bottom line is that City realized they have no midfield.
Yeah.
And the ball just comes straight through the middle.
Yeah.
And then tic-tac over the other side, and then here we go, goal.
One thing that I noticed that was quite intriguing, Manchester City kept either Raheem Sterling or Sergio Aguero kept coming deeper, or not too far deep, but I guess they didn't really have to, but they kept coming in the middle or picking up the ball and then turning and running at that Chelsea D.
Because the space is there and they do not respect Jorginho's ability
the space
to hold
is
it.
there. Yeah, the space was just so baffling how much space they have. Rudiger ran with on the goal that he scored, the rifle, and we can probably call Kepa out for probably should have tried to do
Bad
a better job.
placement,
Yeah, bad placement. Rudiger went with him initially, and then he kind of, didn't make a firm enough tackle. Come on, Rudiger, you're a centre back, kick him down.
Right, but you see, that's like 25 yards out.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be Rudiger alone.
This is true.
Because the ball is picked up, it's like, where is the help from the midfield?
Yeah,
so here it is, that is where I give Sarri the bug of the week.
Yes.
Because here's where Angola Conte
Would come in handy.
and his work rate
Yes.
would be Marshall in the side.
Yeah.
So Jorginho, he has the statistic as the most passes.
Yes. But tackling wise, he does not cut it. He does not cut it. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think you're spot on in terms of having Conte in that space, because then when those City players would have dropped in and tried to pick up the ball, he would have been one of those stoppers to actually, or defensive help to try to shore them away from the middle. I think it was just a soft midfield from Chelsea. Gundogan really kind of marshaled or tracked Jorginho a little bit and restricted some of the passes to him. So,
that's why when I didn't see so David Luiz he played a pitiful game last week.
Yeah.
To me, he was tired.
Yeah.
I see he didn't start this week, and I'm like, okay, well, here's an opportunity. But then again, he's tired, so give him some rest.
Yeah.
Right? But then I realized that David Luiz wasn't needed.
Yeah.
Anybody could play in that midfield. I mean, because Chelsea surrendered it.
Yeah. So, but they played David Luiz and Rudiger, right? So they in the defense this week.
When he came on, not David Luiz, David Silva.
David Silva, for Man City.
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
yeah.
David Silva.
Yeah.
Because I thought he was tired. So
Yeah,
he
yeah.
came on late because they didn't
I
need
noticed
him.
it, yeah.
They didn't need him.
Yeah, they
because the whole midfield was just unoccupied.
Yes.
So Chelsea surrendered the midfield. Here go the rest of the game.
Yeah. Imagine this, getting cut open like that without David Silva doing anything. One of the positives for Manchester City is that Kevin De Bruyne looks like he's forming back to his old self.
Yeah, he's forming back into shape.
He's forming back into shape. Chelsea now needs to get ready for Manchester City again in the EFL Cup, the 27th of February. Is that just a foregone conclusion? Can Mauricio Sarri rescue anything in terms of the season, salvage anything? They're dropped out of the fourth spot. They don't look like they will make the Champions League.
No.
Can he salvage anything from this group?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
See, Mauricio Sarri, because he's been dogmatic in his thought process.
Yeah. So if you were Mauricio Sarri, what would you do? Would you then said, I was wrong about Conte, let's move him back to help us defensive? That's the first thing you would say.
Either do that or quit.
And we'll in the prediction segment they play Manchester United in the FA Cup next week, and we'll get to that game later on. But it's baffling what's going on at Chelsea. And this is the squad. This is what they're married to for the end of the season. And wow, what a horrible performance. But big respect to Manchester City. They needed to win. Now they go back at the top of the EPL on goal difference.
With a game in hand.
With a game in hand.
Yeah.
With a game ahead. And Liverpool,
yeah.
Liverpool have a game in hand. And so to discuss some other news in Europe, let's talk about this Emiliano Sala situation. Emiliano Sala tragically passed away in a plane crash. On his way, he secured his transfer from Nantes to Cardiff. And on his way to Cardiff, unfortunately, the plane crashed or disappeared. And so the repercussions or the fallout from this is that Cardiff was supposed to send the money, the first payment, to Nantes, and they haven't made the payment on time. And is Cardiff wrong here to hold on to this payment from Nantes?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's a tragic situation all around, right? Cardiff is saying that they're waiting for the documentation. They want to verify all documents. Is Cardiff hoping that some error occurred in terms of documents, and hopefully they don't have to pay this transfer fee for Emiliano Sala? Because and from a Cardiff perspective, it's sad all the way around. From a business standpoint, they're gonna pay $15 or $20 million for a player that they will never see.
Who, from Cardiff's perspective?
From Cardiff perspective, and I mean, it's not like Cardiff has a ton of money to throw around.
Doesn't matter. That's just the nature of the game.
Yeah.
It is a business, after all. I mean, it's a sport that we like, but people get handsomely rewarded because it's a business.
Yeah.
Easily, Cardiff could have gotten the player Salah, and then afterwards, Salah could have broken his foot and have some kind of injury that prevented him from playing football for the rest of his life.
Yes.
What would that mean?
Yes. And Cardiff hopefully have secured some insurance.
Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
you suspect that, and you suspect that the insurance would pay it out. I
Yeah.
mean, if I were running a team, then every player on the team would have insurance.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then the insurance would kick in the day that they get signed.
Yeah, the
once
minute
he
they
signs
sign
the
the
deal-
piece
once
of
he-
paper,
Once he
yes.
signs the deal, then the insurance then it is in effect.
Yes,
And
yes.
then it's a claim.
Yeah.
So this roundabout way that Cardiff is going about by not giving the club his money is horsewash. You
Yeah.
know, it's hogwash. If I were that team Nantes, you'd have to give me my money, and I'd embarrass you in the press just like they did.
Yeah. So Nantes really came out and said, they expected the payment, and then and pressure Nantes Bordeaux, because he was a Bordeaux player, and Bordeaux is per agreement, Bordeaux is scheduled to get a percentage of this transfer fee. So Bordeaux is actually waiting for their cut of this money also. So Cardiff, send on them on their money, because it's basically it's a sad way around. But let's not make this any worse than it is. Like Kevin said, you should have some insurance in place, but Cardiff should try to make some money of the image rights from Emiliano Sala here.
Well, they won a game just by his image, right? So why don't pay for it? You won a game with against Bournemouth with everybody in the stands, holding up Salah's image, having this place paraded with yellow, even though your team is blue.
Yeah.
And now you barking at to make the money.
Yeah.
I mean, his image rights, who knows? Maybe if he's a good agent, his image rights goes to himself and his family.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point, he's never been photoed in a Cardiff jersey, so that may be a little bit technical.
Yeah.
So.
It's a sad day around. But Champions League is coming up this week. Big football again, ready again. And PSG is having a ton of injuries. In fact, by the time ball chat is over today, PSG may pick up another injury. Neymar is out. Edison Cavani, it seems to be maybe out.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas Munir is out with concussion.
All right, protocol.
What is going on with PSG? Or is it Manchester United doing something?
Junior, work, obeah. I want to just say.
Just put it out there.
Yeah, because we are full transparency show.
Yeah.
I went to Junior's house and I saw a monkey over there.
and monkey is critically working up, yeah.
So I went to Junior's house and I saw a monkey over there. And I've been doing my research.
Yes.
And it seems like you need to make some sacrifice. Maybe hence the reason he's not on the show today.
Junior, the man them want about the monkey bread, Jen. Send back the people. I mean, to set up this game, Kevin, does PSG even have a shot? No, they have Mbappe still. And actually, I wanted to kind of make a strong, a little statement before you get into the Mbappe thing and the PSG game. Mbappe donated £27,000 to the to help with the Salah search, so that was a good thing on his part. So big up to Mbappe, because at some point the authorities stopped searching, and so he was one of those who contribute to help to find the bodies.
This is core Mbappe.
Yes,
This is core Mbappe. He's a philanthropist through and through.
Yes.
In the World Cup, he also donated all his appearance fees. To worthy cause as well.
Yeah.
So always hats off to Mbappe.
Top job. So can Mbappe
all his good deeds
no. see them past Manchester United?
No. Right now, Manchester United is on a form.
It
is on a form that hasn't been seen in recent years for a club that was so low.
Yeah.
I've seen an article recently where Di Maria wants not Di Maria, but the goalkeeper
De Gea.
De Gea wants his money.
Yeah,
£350,000
per week, and he's not moving.
Right, and he's not moving from it. Right, and my point was that without this guy, Man U in the Marina era, could have easily been in the regulations.
That's concur. There's strong evidence to support that.
So taking that into consideration, and to the form where Man U is right now, and where they are projected or could easily be at the end of the season, it is a form never seen in recent times. I mean, as far as the switch.
So De Gea should get his money. Don't move from 350,000.
Don't move from 350,000 and Mbappe. Good deeds aside, I'm sorry, sir. Let's say some more prayer.
So seeing this game set up for the PSG side of things, Marco Verratti, I think that he's also out injured, but there's a potential that he may show up for this game. They have Dani Alves. They brought him for experience to help. Gianluca Buffon, they brought them for experience for this sort of deal. People who have won Champions League. With all that investment in top
players,
old name, but a lot of experience. Can they find? And they still have Di Maria. They still have Di Maria. I don't know how. I'm curious to see how Mbappe going at Luke Shaw though.
Mbappe will perform. I do not know about his service, how well he will get his service, how often he will get service. But I think, he will do a good of a show and a respectable showing for himself. But one man can't play football.
One man can't play football. He needs a team. I mean, I still think PSG is gonna win this game, Kevin. There is just too much star on this team for me to. Thiago Silva. I mean, there's too much. I'm gonna pick PSG to win this game.
Did you see the size of Junior's monkey?
Junior, don't work on the obeah for me still. Don't work. I'm picking PSG to beat them. I'm picking PSG to win them. I mean, Thiago Silva, Gianluca Buffon, Mbappe running at them. Thiago Silva and Marquinhos will shore up that defense. Hopefully, they get Marco Verratti back in that midfield, and United is playing well. Paul Pogba is playing well, but it's still United, and PSG will defeat them.
Okay, sir.
So you have United winning this game?
No, I picked PSG last week.
I'm
not gonna change my pick. But in light of new information, I must say I am not so sure about my pick, but I won't switch it.
Do you And then the other big game is Tottenham versus Borussia Dortmund. That's another big game coming up this week. Borussia Dortmund continue to lead the Bundesliga, and as they continue to lead the Bundesliga, they've gotten kicked out of the German version of the FA Cup last week based on penalties. They've been squandering or giving away goals at the end of games. How do we see this game between Tottenham and Borussia Dortmund? And Marco Reus is questionable or will be probably out for this game with a muscle injury. Tottenham is coming off a 3-1 win.
Right, so talk about their injuries too, about missing Harry Kane and missing Dele Alli. And
Yes. So Tottenham is missing some big pieces also.
Yeah. Honestly, it looks like a toss-up.
Yes.
It looks like a toss-up. They had a performance today. Especially Song had a performance and has been running a tear in the EPL since he came back from the Asia Cup.
Yes.
Since everybody won £350 a week, I say, hey, you should want
£350 pounds. I should want the £350.
But again, he plays for Tottenham, so he's not going to get that.
He's not going to get that.
But it's a toss-up. It's a tough one.
Yeah.
I think Dortmund would win.
You think Dortmund will win?
Yeah.
One thing is certain that with Son's speed, it's definitely a problem. Dortmund defensively, they've shipped like 7 goals in the last 2 games. And, they have players that are, Zagadou and his fella, they tend to be a bit open defensively, and his fellow defensive players, they're a bit open defensively. So, Tottenham, but I suspect Hugo Lloris will make some sort of error. I will suspect. Paco Alcázar, it's a toss-up. I don't know which way this game will go. It should be a very, very good ball.
Or maybe a boring game.
Both teams are expansive. They're open. Jadon Sancho should make a difference also with his speed running at Danny Rose or Kieran Tripp on the other side. So, Dortmund are going to beat them. It's still Tottenham.
That's what I think.
Yeah, Dortmund's going to beat them. And another game in Europe that we want to talk about, Kevin, is Manchester United plays this Chelsea team. This bad Chelsea team in the FA Cup. Is it even worth discussing? Should we just expect how much Manchester United will beat this Chelsea team?
Manchester United is not Manchester City.
They are not. They are definitely not. So what? 3 then?
2. 2.
So Manchester United versus or maybe Merseyside will get it right. We'll figure something out by next week. What version of Chelsea will show up next week?
No, they beat teams that do not. For example, Arsenal. These teams don't have a backline. These teams are sieves when it comes defensively. But a team that plays together and a teams that, hold the defensive fort. Even one thing from Mourinho United, they've been able to play respectable football. They just couldn't score.
Yeah.
So I don't believe, and Chelsea can score.
Yes.
In the wide open game where you get 6-0, you didn't even have an opportunity to score.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about giving away a chance, The opportunities weren't there.
Yeah.
And that is a direct result of knowing that, hey, Chelsea they don't know where to position for scoring.
Yeah.
All they do, without Willian, we saw Hazard did the same thing. Dribble, kick.
Yeah.
Dribble, kick. Higuain got a couple of through passes. He kicked one time, but all his shots ricocheted off a player.
Yeah. Merseyside, I'm pleading to you. Put N'Golo Kante back to the base of that midfield and give his team a chance. Until you do that, you continue to lose game. Will Sarri have a job by next week at Chelsea? Will he actually be coaching them against United? That's probably the most important question.
Yes, he will have a job until the end of the year.
Until the end of the year.
Yes, because, listen, Conte was a good coach.
Yes.
Right? And looking at Sarri and looking at Sarri's pedigree, I don't think he was a good fit.
Yes, I don't think so too. I don't think
this
so.
side is a side I tend to play with flair. Sarri is more workmanship.
Yes.
And I didn't think it was a good fit. And, Chelsea traditionally do not have any faith or support their coaching staff.
Yeah.
So they will put him out at the end of the season because I don't think, what's the point of putting him out mid-season? Who are you going to find to replace him?
And you've said this before, Chelsea needs a side. So they need a side and they need a coach. They need, all these players probably need to get,
Most of these players are going to go willingly anyway.
Yeah, anyway. So Manchester United to defeat Chelsea in the FA Cup. That's our formal prediction.
That is correct.
That's a consensus there. All right, and to segue from football in Europe, let's go into football in the Americas and talk about some of the things that have been transpiring in our own backyard. And one of the sad news coming out of football in the Americas is an accident that occurred at the Flamingo training facility. And it's just another one of these tragic events that occur. You know, it was an accident. 10 players unfortunately passed away in that incident. So it just kind of reminded how we treasure the sport, we love the sport, but life is trumps all, and all condolence and best wishes out there to the Flamingo family and what they're going through and the people down in Brazil, because this is really a sad thing. Yeah.
It sure is. And saying cliche words like condolences and thoughts and prayers are never usually good enough when someone is going through this kind of pain.
Yeah.
But it's almost all we can do.
Yes, yeah.
So we keep these players and the fact that the players entertain us and provide us a forum to have this discussion, we keep them in the forefront of our minds.
Yes,
and it's a really sad situation. So
yes,
we commiserate with their families during this time of grief.
Yes. Ball chat. Yeah, it's been a sad event, and things are currently unfolding in terms of the cause of what triggered that event or who's responsible. But ball chat is just a sad state with stuff like that or incidents like that when we hear. But you're right, we treasure these players, and without those players, we don't have this forum, this space to discuss football. Another thing that I want to discuss in football in the Americas is Darlington Nagbe and the Atlanta United. There's a lot of discussion circulating out there that Darlington Nagbe is trying to leave or
trying to force a trade.
Trying to force a trade to Columbus Crew. Atlanta United is not really speaking on this. Darlington Nagbe did not play in any of the preseason games yet. They've played 2 preseason games. I mean, do you think this is actually true, or what's your thoughts on this essentially?
Well, the player is trying to force a trade.
Yeah.
And the player is posting this up in the media. I mean, him and his representative are, they're not being quoted, but they're actually kiting these stories. They're the one that's sending these stories out. Atlanta is no secret that Atlanta has hired a lot of young players from South America.
Okay.
And they continue to look that direction.
Okay.
And I think Darlington is feeling some of the heat and trying to force the team to commit to him.
Okay.
He's getting a little bit old in the teeth, and he thinks that they should let him go so he could go to some side that have more need for him and probably are willing to stand by him or commit to him a little bit more.
Yeah.
And that's his position. I understand his position. The way they're going about it, I don't necessarily think it is, but as I said before, there are no quotes that can be attributed to him directly or to his representative. So, but we know that they're the ones floating these stories.
Yeah. So with Pity Martinez signing up for Atlanta United, this is essentially maybe one of the impetus for this, right? Becoming maybe Darlington becoming a bit more vulnerable, a bit more dispensable.
You mentioned that, you questioned that at the onset of Pitty's signing. And I thought no, because I thought that Darlington has proved his worth, especially in the MLS Cup final. And, to see this happening, I'd like to see Atlanta come out and say definitively one thing or the other.
Yes.
I'm not going to expect them to say, well, we're going to trade the player or we're trying to see if we can cut the player. But, give some reassurance that the player has been an immense portion of your championship season. You're still dedicated to the player and committed to the player, and you still want to envision and see if you can transition new players or young players into the team, to get younger and faster, because this is the up-tempo way we play football, the other, Something like that. Reach out an olive branch and just leaving the player to stew to wonder what will happen when all these new young signees are coming on board.
And Frank De Boer, he's done a few press conferences. He hasn't people have asked them questions about what's going on with Darlington, and they refuse to kind of make any sort of comments on it or get involved in it. The AJC, had an article on the subject recently, and so we'll watch and see. But Darlington Nagbe is my favorite player in this team, and it would be hate to see him move on unless he wants to. I think Atlanta United need to make some sort of commitment to him. I would like to see,
Yeah, it's just the business of football. You can't commit to everybody. At some point, somebody's gonna have to go. But I understand that, and they need to come out definitively and say something. Even if this is goodbye, handle goodbye.
Yes, do it in a nice way. Any other news from your end in terms of MLS?
No. It's been kind of cool. I know Atlanta has released McCain.
Yes, McCain.
And
McCain Ghana,
yeah, McCain has gotten a little bit old.
Yes.
Atlanta decided with the youth movement that they don't have a need for his service. So as an Atlanta United fan, I want to thank McCain for his service and hope that you bounce back somewhere.
Yeah. Did speaking of former Atlanta United player, did Miguel Almiron make his debut this weekend for Newcastle? Did we?
No, I didn't see him in the game.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, but and actually too, you see, football just trigger more and more discussions. So Miguel Almiron's agent was out there bashing Atlanta United in the press last week, saying that they really delayed the trade. They made things difficult. Any thoughts on this? Is this a bad move by this agent in terms of bashing Atlanta United? It seems the conclusion I've drawn from his statement seems to be like other teams were interested or was trying to make some sort of more financial interest in Miguel.
No, I think the agents need to understand when the game is over.
Yeah.
You've wanted a trade to Europe. You've gotten a trade. This is the team that looks like Atlanta is not going to leave money on the table.
Yeah.
So this is the team that was offering the most money.
Yeah.
You may think that another club was going to pay your player's salary.
Yeah.
At a higher level, but they wouldn't pay the transfer fee which Atlanta wanted.
Yeah.
I understand that concept, but at the same time, Atlanta has to look out for their investment.
Yes.
They invested $15 million in this player.
Yeah.
They didn't get more than 2 years from the player.
Yeah. And they got $11 million back on the investment.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, so that is how you do it.
Yeah.
We see, not to bring everything home to Liverpool, but we see where Liverpool got £150 million for Philip Coutinho.
Reggie, do not bring up them tather, Reggie. Do not bring up that.
So, and we see where a stupid Barca paid $150 million for Coutinho.
Do not bring up
that. They're trying to get rid of him.
Do not bring up them Barca stuff, all right. Reggie, Barca dash of money. But yeah, you're absolutely right. This is a business.
Right.
And the bottom line is that teams are, the holding team, have to hold on and try to look out for the best return on their investment, And this agent, come on, the deal is done. Do not sour. You might have future clients that's gonna, may want to come to Atlanta, and you may need to make future deals with them. So do not sour those bridges.
The game is over.
Yeah, the game is over. That's it from my end, Kevin. Well, we have to go pray for Chelsea. Ball chat followers, pray for Chelsea. So
you're not doing anything about your top 10?
No, we don't. We're not talking about top 10 this week. It's all about Chelsea.
Pray for Chelsea. Chelsea gonna need more than prayer.
No, ball chat top 10 is
Chelsea need a number 10. Chelsea need a number 9. By the looks of things, Chelsea need a number 1.
No, we didn't run out the power ranking this week.
Chelsea need a head coach.
Yes, they need a lot. They need a
Chelsea need number 2. Chelsea need a number 3. I mean, we could go on and on.
Ball Chat followers, link us on Ball Chat 1 on Twitter, Ball Chat Podcast on Instagram, Ball Chat on YouTube. Subscribe and share.
Right.
Regin.
And of course, we're still on our Mixcloud platform.
Yes.
For a regular Ball Chat podcast, a weekly podcast.
Yes. Regin, you see how much Chelsea got today?
6. I thought we were playing dominoes. I'm like, we play dominoes on Saturdays, not on Sunday. I didn't understand this.
Ball shot.
We're out.
Ah,